Hi, today we're going to talk about GreyMail, which is your tool that keeps spam and phishing emails out of your mailbox. To access your GreyMail account, go to greymail.redcondor.net and then log in with your email address and password. Once you're in, you will default to the Messages tab and the Inbound Quarantine, which means messages that have been caught by GreyMail coming into your inbox. You can also view your Outbound Quarantine, which are messages that have been caught as suspicious mail going out of your mailbox, things you have sent. Within your Inbound Quarantine and Outbound Quarantine, you can click a message to view it. You'll notice that the images do not show by default because image files can be dangerous. You can show the images if you think that it's something that's fairly safe and you would like to review the entire message. If it is something that you would like to retain, you can simply click Release to have it released to your mailbox. You can see it'll say Deliver Selected Messages. And then you can also submit a copy to GreyMail so that they can get smarter and figure out whether or not it really is spam for the future. And then you can also automatically modify your friends, enemies, or other filter settings, which we're going to talk about in just a second. Now you can also, when you select the message, delete the message. You can select all messages, or you can select a message and then either download a file to your computer or print the message. Now under Settings, you can change your time zone simply by clicking, and you can select how often you would like to receive a digest that shows all the messages that have been quarantined in the past week, day, or if you'd prefer, you can never get a digest. Under Policies is where you can really fine-tune GreyMail to let in or block the things that you really care about. So you can see here that you have a friends list, which will whitelist or allow through the email addresses that you put in, or the domains that you put in. A domain is the last part of the email address. For instance, you can see that I have added gmail.com to my friends list. I would caution against adding entire domains, because if you add something like gmail.com and somebody who is a malicious person uses a Gmail account to send messages to your mailbox, they will bypass GreyMail and go directly into your mailbox. So I would recommend not putting an entire domain unless you're sure that it's safe, for instance, for a small business's domain. And enemies will block anything that comes in, so you can put an email address or domain and have GreyMail filter out anything that comes from those locations. Filter by message type will allow you to adjust what happens when specific types of messages come into GreyMail. So the red zone are your potentially dangerous emails such as spam or viruses or phishing attempts. And whenever one of these messages come in, you can do one of four things. You can either allow them through so that they go right to your mailbox. You can mark them up so that the subject line has a preface on it that allows you to know what it is. You can quarantine it, which is the default, and filters it into your inbound or outbound quarantine message list. Or you can block it so that it doesn't even get retained by GreyMail. On the yellow zone, you will have the option to select specific languages that you would like to have quarantined, marked up, or blocked, and specific types of files. So you can select the file extension and then select what you would like to do with those messages. And finally, for your junk mail, which is annoying but probably not dangerous. Finally, the Status tab has some information about your account and some digest information. And last but not least, please remember to log out if you're using a shared computer, such as one at the library that other folks may be using. Well, that's all we have to cover today. I hope this was helpful, and have a nice day.